Alright, in today's video, we're going to be stuffing this 480 gigabyte SSD hard drive into this 2014 Mac Mini. Let's take a look. Get going. Alright, so I got this little external drive bay here that runs on USB 3.0. And first thing I'm going to do is restart this thing into recovery mode so we can clone the current hard drive that's in there onto this new SSD. So what I'll do is open this baby up. Do a little quick little thing here. Comes with this little spacer thing, I'm assuming. You can see it's too small. Some paperwork in there. Whatever, we don't care about any of that. And there's our SSD drive, 480 gigabytes, PNY. And let's just stuff it right in here. Turn it on. Not readable by this computer. Let's initialize it. 480 gigabyte SSD. We'll be changing the name of that later on down the road. And there it is, right up there. All right, let me restart. Go into recovery mode, which is Command R, I believe. Okay, it's loading recovery mode. All right, we want to load up disk utility. Select this. Oh, this is not what I want. Oh, shit. Oh, shit. Okay, we're going to have to use a different program. Okay. What I got here is Carbon Copy Cloner. Just downloaded it. And what this will give me is the option to clone my hard drive. Okay, so source. We want original Mac Mini HDD, destination, 480 gigabyte SSD. Modify and delete files will be cached space allowed. Okay, let's hit clone. Enter password. And that's probably going to take a while. So, see you when it's done. So, completed the copy. Now it's asking me, would you like to create an Apple recovery volume? And yes, I would like that. So we're gonna go ahead and create that. I guess you can opt not to if you want, but I would like that. So I'm going to click on it. Cloning Apple. So I guess I'll just let this recovery stuff do its magic and be right back. Okay, so that didn't really take too long. It says it has been successfully cloned. We'll hit OK. And I'm assuming it's done. I don't know what this is, but oh, I guess it's not done. Okay, so we'll just hit clone. Unless I'm just doing it again. Son of a... Okay, yeah, so I think that was just kind of like a backup for the clone drive. So I'm just going to quit that. Next time you log in, no. Okay, so what I want to do is test to make sure we can actually boot from that drive. See if we can select it as a startup disk. Yep, so it looks like we can't select it, so it is hopefully a bootable disk at this point. One more test here. We'll go to Utilities, Terminal, and I got a little string text here to see all our partitions, disk, util, list. And just to make sure they are identical, EFI, recovery, Yeah, so there is a recovery HD. Everything looks the same. So, quit terminal, quit that, and what I do want to show also is the speed of the current drive that's in there. And I have this Blackmagic disk speed test. Just to give you an idea, we should be seeing probably about 4 to 5 times faster drive once I get this SSD in there. So the write speed's about hovering around about 90. The write about 80. So 70 and 80, and we should be seeing, at least 3 times that, 4 times, probably 5 times. So, and the next test for the current drive that's in there, I'm going to eject this to make sure it's not booting from this one. We'll do a startup bench test here with the current drive. So let's do a restart. And once I hear the chime, I will start the timer. Okay, about 54, 55 seconds. So just under a minute. And now, let me shut this down, and we can crack this sucker open. Okay, the first thing we need to do is pry this cover off here. Now I do want to warn you, if you just purchased this and it's still under warranty, this will void your warranty because none of this is user replaceable. So this thing's out of warranty at this point, so I have no problem opening this thing up and pretty confident in my abilities to actually do this. So, and I did get a bunch of tools from iFixit. That's the guide I'm going to be following, so I'll put a link for that so you can follow along also. And all we gotta do is pry this thing. So there's the cover. It says Mac Mini on there. Cool. Wipe the dust away. Okay, we got a total of 6 screws here, and it's a TR6. And it looks like this is the wireless transmitter. Okay, so all 6 screws are out. Should just lift right out. I believe there is some sort of a wire that's holding this on. Yep, it's right here. Now you know what, I need a light. There's our light. We've got our light. And then I need to remove a screw here, which is a T6. This thing should just pop right off, I think. Yep. And that's it. There's the cover. Wipe that off. Alright, next is our fan here. And more T6 screws, which I believe are here, here, and here. And there is a connector here. If you can see it. So there's our connector right there. And it pulls straight up, I think. Yep, pulls straight up. And there's our fan. Next up is our SATA cable connector. And another T6. Whoopsie. So that connector just kind of pops straight up. There's some kind of a bracket on there to hold it in place. Next up, we'll remove the IR sensor, which is right here. Okay, we don't have a PCIe cable, so we don't have to worry about removing that. And then next, we'll remove one of the logic board connectors here. And I'm assuming it is another T6. Longer screw there. And next up, I gotta I didn't buy this tool, but I'm gonna just bend a coat hanger. I gotta put the coat hanger in these two holes here and kind of push it back to dislodge the whole logic board so that comes out. So let me cut and bend. I'm assuming this is gonna fit. Oh shit, it's too thick. Okay, so I got a thinner coat hanger here. Luckily I had one laying around. Okay, so there we go. All you got to do is push it forward maybe. Make sure you're not holding the sides. Okay, so it's been dislodged. Take that out and I should be able to just do that by hand. And I believe we gotta unhook this guy here next. And there you go, there's the logic board. All that cool stuff there. Next up we there's a little clip in here, right there, that's gotta come out. So that just kind of comes out. That's how the power connector is. Right like that. And all you gotta do is you turn it like that. And remove a screw. Another T6. And this just slides right out. This is basically just a complete teardown of this thing just to get to the damn hard drive. So that slides out like that. And there's your power supply. Nice small brick and everything too. Next up is another screw somewhere, which is right here. And finally, after all that, if I can get this out of here, there is the hard drive. Ta-da! Now we gotta get it up out of this tray here. Put our new one in. First we gotta clean. And there you are. There's the empty casing. And our hard drive tray. I'm thinking we just got 4 screws. Okay, so our T9 for the actual tray. Yeah, we want to get this cable out of the way, I think. Maybe? We'll leave it there for now. 2 more screws and this hard drive is almost out. Okay. And I believe we do have some tape or something holding that on. So, gently remove that. And this, come on, I think comes off somehow. Oh, we got tape there. Got a piece of tape across that now. We gotta get out of there. Going across. Okay, now this should just pop right off. Yep. And there we have it. Easy. Right? Alright, that's the drive. Now, what we want to do is put in this guy here and hope that it boots right up and I don't have to restore the damn thing again or reinstall everything. There are these like foam pads here that I guess I'll try to transfer over as long as they're still sticky. Yep. There. And there's that. I'll just keep that as backup. And we'll put our SATA power data connector on. And we'll just put this piece of tape back over it just for shits and giggles. Okay, you can make sure our data cable goes through, or power connector, whichever that is. And it fits in there like a glove. And now we just got to do everything in reverse. Okay, there's a new drive set in place. Now let's grab our enclosure again. Gotta figure out which way this thing goes. Yep, that looks good. And we'll get our screw back here and back in. Put the power supply back in here. Screw it down. And we gotta get this back into position. That's about it. And we gotta put our pin back in. There. Doesn't really snap in or anything, it just kind of holds that so it doesn't go back and forth. It just kind of goes in between this plastic lip on the power supply plug. Okay, we're ready to put the logic board back in. And that should just go in straight like this. Should probably hook this back up here. So that's hooked up again. Okay, there it is. And let's put the logic board screw back in there. Okay. Plug that back in somehow, right like that. That's back in. Now for this guy. Like that, and we have our little bracket here we got to put back on. Alright, we're ready for the fan already, which goes on somehow like this, I believe. Just get you plugged in right like that. But we wrong one. Screw this back in. Okay, our fan's back in place, screwed down. Ready to put our metal shroud back on here. Just get it plugged in somewhere. I believe right there. Yeah. These connectors are so tiny. I'm gonna screw back on and then try to connect it. Need a magnifying glass, for Christ's sake. That should be it. I don't use wireless anyways, but when I do, I know where I screwed up. And that's that. Put the fan shroud, or the fan shroud, sure, fan shroud. Well, I guess it is kind of a fan shroud. It is covering the fan, kind of. But our little metal shroud here, put our screws back in, longer posts go here, here, and here. That's where the bottom cover snaps onto. Okay, now for our plastic cover, which goes on right like this. And that's all there is to it. Now, let's plug it back in, fire it up, hope it boots. If not, I'll have to reinstall the operating system. But let's hope the cloning worked. Okay, we're back, and hitting the power button. There's the chime. Oh, there it is. Apple logo. Come on, come on. It's looking good. Yay! Okay, now one extra step that you may not know of is to enable trim. And what trim does is, let's look it up and learn together because I'm not sure what it does. I believe it's like a data management within, how the data is stored on the actual solid state drive. Okay, so it has to do with like data management when things are deleted or whatnot. So there's no left behind ghost files, I guess. I don't know. Read up. It looks like it's a pretty extensive description, but to actually enable trim, you do get better performance if trim is enabled, from what I hear anyways. So what we have to do is go into terminal, type the sudo trim force enable. So we'll go to utilities, terminal. I could already tell it's much faster. Sudo trim force enable. And some kind of warning. And we'll hit yes. I've already read it before. And the system is going to reboot right after I hit yes. So enabling trim. Operation succeeded. Your system will reboot momentarily. Please wait. Waiting. Okay, so there you go. Finally rebooted. And hopefully it didn't screw anything up. That's another caution, is make sure that your drive actually does support trim and it does work under OS 10. And there it is. We're back at our desktop. Quit terminal. Close that. Quit our text edit. And we'll go into settings here. Well, no, I don't want to do that. So there's our PNY CS1311, 480 gigabyte. So everything is working, 480 gigabytes. And there you have it. Let's do a quick speed test here. Yeah, there you go, 490. So yeah, it's about 419 megabytes a second on our write and 470 on our read. And we were at what, 90 and 80 before, so over 4 times the speed boost. That one was only 170, 180. Right, I don't know what's going on there. So it looks like this one's hovering around 150 megabytes a second. And that might improve as time goes on, as the drive gets burned in. I think that's how it works anyways. So let's quit that and let's do a restart and see how long our boot takes. So we'll restart. Oops, cancel. Once I hear the chime, I will hit the timer, and we were at about 55 seconds with the mechanical drive. So, yeah, we only shaved off about 6-7 seconds with our SSD. So, not a huge improvement there, but as far as opening a bunch of applications, it might be a lot better, a lot quicker to launch applications and everything. So, no, there you have it. There's a little tutorial and speed test comparison to see if it's worth it for you to crack yours open. do it to yours. So, thanks for watching, and give it a thumbs up, thumbs down. Let me know what you think. Leave some comments. You know what to do. Bye-bye.